Good evening. This is Melody, and you're listening to Soft Talk with Ivory Road, The Creativity Companion, Chapter 3. It flows like a river. Grace has a sound if you listen long enough. It moves like water over stone, steady, unhurried, always finding a way forward. Creativity is like that too. It can't be forced or contained. It simply flows. Sometimes it rushes in waves that carry you farther than you planned. Sometimes it trickles through the cracks, quiet and unseen, but it never truly stops. Whoever believes in me, as the scripture has said, out of his heart will flow rivers of living water. John 7:38. You are not made to create through strain or fear. You are made to live in rhythm with the source, receiving and releasing, breathing in inspiration and breathing out offering. The river does not question its course. It trusts the pull of gravity and the shape of the land. So too the Spirit shapes your creative life, carving a path through seasons of drought and flood, through work and rest, through silence and song. When you begin to trust that movement, peace replaces pressure. You stop trying to control the current and start learning how to float. There is freedom in that surrender. The water knows where it's going even when you don't. Maybe you've stood at the edge of your work, hesitant to begin. The page looks wide and empty, the canvas too bright, and the silence too deep. You worry that what you have to offer won't be enough. But the river begins as a single drop, and God never despises small beginnings. Each word, each brushstroke, each act of courage adds to the flow. The Spirit still hovers over your waters, whispering life into what looks empty. That whisper may come as an idea, a memory, a line of melody, a verse of scripture that won't let you go. However it arrives, it's not random. It's the same creative breath that spoke worlds into being now stirring in you. There are seasons when the river slows. The surface stills, the depth grows quiet. You might call it writer's block or fatigue, but heaven calls it rest. Underground, the water is gathering strength. Stillness does not mean absence. It means preparation. God uses these hidden seasons to deepen your channel so that when the flow returns, it can carry more life. When the current feels strong, it's tempting to rush ahead, to follow every idea without discernment, to try to catch every wave before it passes. But even the river must bend. It winds through patience and humility, learning to follow rather than lead. The creative soul learns the same. Slow down. Let the current teach you its rhythm. Somewhere beneath the noise of your mind, there is movement. That gentle stirring is grace reminding you that flow is not about speed. It's about surrender. Creativity flourishes when you stop demanding results and start yielding to presence. Sometimes the river overflows its banks. The ideas come too fast, too bright, and there's too many of them. You feel flooded by possibilities, unsure where to begin. In those moments, remember that even abundance needs boundaries. Build gentle banks of rest and routine. Time to walk away, to breathe, to pray. The river's beauty depends on both flow and form. And sometimes heartbreak cracks the earth, rerouting everything you thought you knew. Loss, disappointment, even just exhaustion. They can change the landscape. The river must find a new way through, But even here, God's faithful. He makes streams in the desert and pathways through pain. The very places that once felt dry can become reservoirs of compassion and creativity. What you create after loss will carry a depth the old waters never had. You don't have to understand how it all connects. Just keep showing up by the water's edge. Dip your hands in, offer your small faith, and open your heart. God will take care of the current. He always does. Maybe today the most creative thing you can do is to simply rest beside the river. Watch how it moves without effort. Notice how it reflects the light. Remember that its power comes not from striving, but from being connected to the source. You are invited to the same connection. Your calling is not to be the river, but to remain near it. When you create from that place of rest, something sacred happens. The work becomes clear, honest, and alive. It carries peace in it, the kind that others can feel when they encounter it. Your words, your art, your presence become like cool water to weary souls. That is ministry in motion. That's worship disguised as creativity. So don't despise the gentle flow. The world glorifies the waterfall, the loud and spectacular. But much of God's work happens in quiet streams that shape the earth one patient inch at a time. The Spirit is not asking you to impress. He's asking you to abide. Let go of the need to measure progress. Trust that every drop counts. Even on days when you can't see it, the river is moving. And when you feel dry, grace is finding its way through. Even when the current carries you somewhere unfamiliar, remember this: the source never changes. When you return to that source, through prayer, stillness, or just whispering yes, you'll find the water waiting, clear and ready. It has never left you. You only have to step back in. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Psalm 23, 2-3. The same God who guided rivers through rock and time is guiding you now. Let your ideas flow where He leads. Let the current of grace carry what you cannot control. Somewhere downstream, this water will touch lives you may never see. So let go, step in, and let it move through you. The river remembers where it's going. Soft Talk by Ivory Road. Breathe deep. The light is still becoming.